presidential polls. Will Trump return to the White House in November? The upcoming presidential poll, scheduled in November this year, is getting curious as the Democrat nominee Joe Biden is giving some anxious moments to the hitherto a confident Donald Trump, who is re-seeking second term in the White House. Though pollsters initially projected that Trump's return almost looked certain, now express doubts based on surveys which quite often proved otherwise. But recent controversies in which motor-mouthed Trump entangled, including the worst ever racist act incident in which the white policemen were seen lynching an African American George Floyd in broad daylight, also in full public glare. Trump's abusive and objectionable remarks on his official Twitter handle further eroded his popularity, thus becoming a worrying factor to the Republicans. Contrary to this, Joe Biden has emerged as a strong challenger if one has to believe polls, surveys, and media reports. As per the recent ratings of an electoral mapping, Biden appears to be consolidating his ground over Trump. Experts feel that Trump is in a political hole and has a lot of ground to make up for over the next 5 months. If he wants to win another term, the NPR analysis of the Electoral College map expects some dramatic events to take place. As of now, Trump's handling of the most dreaded coronavirus and protests over racism and police brutality in the first 6 months of this year have come under sharp criticism. Thus, he has slipped in many of the key swing states that he backed in 2016, especially in places like Michigan, where voters are clearly seen leaning towards former Vice President Joe Biden.
This is your campaign. Just a few days ago, the press and the pundits had declared the campaign dead. And then came South Carolina, and they had something to say about it. And we're told, well, when you got to Super Tuesday, it'd be over. Well, it may be over for the other guy. Tell that to the folks in Virginia, North Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Minnesota, and maybe even Massachusetts. It's too close to call. We're still waiting for Texas and California, a few other small states to come in. But it's looking good. So I'm here to report we are very much alive.
Notwithstanding the fact that campaigning had always been a favorite topic of President Trump's hyperactive Twitter feed, but of late, Trump looks more angry than boastful. His growing outburst against CNN and other news outlets and dubbing the narrative as suppression polls clearly exhibit his dampened enthusiasm. Also, Trump's bellicose tone on polls also shows the presumptive Democratic nominee opening up an 8-point advantage nationally. More importantly, notching smaller but consistent polling leads in key swing states such as Michigan, Florida, and Wisconsin. Democrats are hardly crowing, at least openly. They remember all too well their near certainty in 2016 that Hillary Clinton would win, a view reinforced by national polls which were largely accurate and some key state polls which were not. Ignore the polls. We can't take anything for granted this November. The stakes are simply too high, Biden tweeted, along with a link to register to vote. The missteps from 4 years ago have fed into a sense that Trump's true standing can defy conventional surveys methods.
I stand before you to officially launch my campaign for a second term as President of the United States. Very historic, because exactly 4 years ago this week I announced my campaign for President of the United States. And it turned out to be more than just a political campaign. It turned out to be a great political movement because of you. a great movement. 2016 was not merely another four-year election. This was a defining moment in American history. Ask them right there. By the way, that is a lot of fake news back there. That's a lot. That's a lot. We took on a political machine that tried to take away your voice and your vote. They tried to take away your dignity and your destiny. But we will never let them do that, will we?
In fact, there's little to cheer for Trump as far as latest set of opinion surveys are concerned. Not only does he lag Biden in head-to-head matchups, but growing displeasure over his performance at White House. He also got low marks on his temperament and trustworthiness. More people prefer Biden in terms of ability to handle the COVID-19 pandemic and race relations. Yes, the two issues that have surged to the top of the campaign agenda in the last leg. That apart, Trump's numbers are slumping amongst women and independents. Losing the backing of these two groups costed the Republicans control of the House in 2018 midterm election. Older voters who backed Trump in 2016 now say they prefer Biden. However, one recent poll by the Public Religion Research Institute found that 62% of white evangelical voters hold favorable views of Trump, yet a decline of 15 percentage points among the bedrock constituency. Unperturbed Trump and his supporters look more than confident of his return to White House is as good as writing on the wall. And many of his supporters feel that the latest decision to put on hold of H-1B visas and other measures till year-end likely to prove a game changer in Trump's favor. This is MS Purthy for Zubi News.